Oh man, we got ourselves buff survival on this team together perfect. We've got ourselves tier on the rogue, Chicago, as well as Dick. I guess we got ourselves good Glade Crew as well. We got ourselves Cordic as well as Moonwalker, Sappy, and the Police. And it's gonna be Get Glade first up versus Buff Survival. Man's gonna be backing up out for a second into a bit of a Fury of the Eagle. That's gonna be Glade taking so much damage in the opener. Man's got no health at all. He needs summon. Oh, he just got executed. Oh my god. On live television, what is happening? That is so much. Oh, what is this mug? I actually like it. It's like very vanilla, very red also. I like it. From the mask to the only thing I think is a little bit unnerving. Oh, Sappy getting hit with the freezer trap. Just gotta walking into it. That got himself a bit of that shadowy duel onto buff survival, but the man is avoiding him entirely as best as possible. Cloaker Shadow just trying to see if he can wait out the rogue. He's gonna get that binding shot. If he moves away, let's go for the shadow strike in order to get away or get close. So we're buff survival. I don't know if you got a hunter's mark on them or not. The only thing I was gonna say, I'm like a little weirded out about you, Mog. You do see him. You do have a hunter's mark. You are aware where the guy's at. That or you had him dotted. Just needs one more kill shot, big grenade. Oh, just absolutely. Just cleaned in two with a death shock. Oh my goodness, Moonwalker is gonna be up next. Survival trying to close the gap. I'm just trying to say his haircut choice, those two little pigtail things. That's like the only thing that looks a little bit awkward to me with the rest of that mog. I don't know what it is, man. Maybe it's just me. Got himself full silence on above survival with the root. The guy may need to use the defensive. Does go for fortification of the bear for a little bit extra health. Survival of the fittest for 30% DR damage reduction, or yeah, damage reduction. And it's going to be buff survival. Trying to see if he can go for a bit of a harpoon. Taking so much damage right now. Oh man, super low. But he's still rotting. Hold on. He just needs one more star surge. He can still rot. Oh, he might just die to dots. Feign death. Stun? Wait, maybe he just answered right here. Fury. Oh, no shot. Oh, he went down either way. That was incredible. That is a hell of a hunter. My goodness. Wow, that was so good. Chicago tried to give a bit of an auto duel to Cordic. Hitting him with that frost shock just to be like, yo, you ready? You ready? Cool off, bro. You ready? Gonna be that totem down for Cordic, just trying to keep Chicago in place. Chicago taking down a totem. That is going to be Lightning Lasso right after. As he's actually breaking in through Chicago's hellbar quite a bit. He's going to yoink him right in. He's like, come closer, bud. Come closer, fella. Cordic cannot escape this whatsoever. Trying to go for frost shocks. A lava burst to follow. Got himself plenty of damage. Hold on a second. That's going to be the grounding totem. He's going to be able to bounce out of there for just a second. Looking for a bit of recovery. Chicago got himself an interrupt. Cordic hit with a lasso. Trying to go for a knock. Trinket follows it Sunder. Is this another Cordic? Is just staying super aggressive with Chicago. Looking for a kick. Doesn't quite connect there. Got himself walled together with Guardian. Needs to go for a bit of recovery himself. Root into Chicago. Could at least catch up a little bit of healing here. As long as you got yourself any kind of recovery, Chicago just topping himself off completely. Cordic staying super aggressive there. Rooting Chicago out in the open. Doesn't trip him on the nature. Locking him out on heals with a big ascendance. Is this enough? Chicago may need something here. Lightning Lasso may just end you. Hold on a second. He got himself a little bit of health. I don't know where it came from. I don't know where that health came from. Got himself a bit of recovery. Trying to see if he can walk away from the burrow. I don't think it's going to be enough. Oh, burrow. To counter Chicago's burrow. Oh, that is so good. Needs a recovery right now. He needs some healing. Chicago looking for a bit of healing as well. Cordic is a bit behind right now. Unless he get himself the procs, both of them dropping down totem. Chicago is able to grip Cordic in though. And it's going to be a bit of a knockback. Cannot escape this Cordic. Just needs himself just a little bit more survivability. Tried to go for a knock on Chicago. Got himself the Earthy Elemental by the looks of it. So should be able to maybe get himself a stun on Chicago. Maybe, possibly. He needs something right now. Big Elemental Blast. Got himself, I don't know what you got. Lava Burst. Lightning Lasso. Wait a second. He's believing. He's starting to believe. Rooted Chicago looking for a bit of the recovery. And the man is trying to claw back that victory. He's not giving up, dude. His health got low, but he's not ever giving up. Big primordial by Chicago Zappy onto Cordic, but the man is trying to stay alive as best as possible. Knockback onto Chicago, somehow avoiding the root. I don't know how. Root onto Chicago though. There goes the actual root. He's actually giving himself an opportunity to get a breather, looking for a small heal. Got himself a static totem onto Chicago. Is going to be able to break past it pretty quickly. Cordic with one more heal while wall is active. Fire Elemental is at the ready. Sunder by Chicago is going to yoink Cordic over to the corner, not letting him chase at Chicago at all. He's just going to take a moment just to give himself a bit of healing light and lasso to follow up. Chicago should have a lasso of his own as well here. Try to go for a knockback of his own too. Trinkets are available for both of them, so Cordic might actually be able to trinket this. Does go for the trinket. Chicago does not have a does have a trinket come back very, very soon. Has defenses, trying not to use those defenses right now. Trying to hide behind the pillar to maybe catch up a little bit of healing. If you could just get yourself a bit of recovery, then use defenses on a full-on out approach, that'll be the best combo. But Cordic got the movement, he got the knocks. This is exactly what you love to see out of an elemental shaman. The knocks, man, the amount of control you try to establish. You need that as elemental. I love that about shaman, dude. The amount of knockbacks they have is kind of wild. It's like the most amount of knockbacks of any class out there. It used to be just Boomkit, I think, way back in like the days. Like the old days. As Cordic got himself Guardian, maybe this will be enough. Trying to see if he can yoink Chicago out. Chicago does break out of the chase to bind them. Big ascendance on the Cordic with a lasso to follow. Chicago does not go too far behind or too far away to not break the tether. And Cordic, oh my goodness, he's at no help whatsoever. Does burrow down for a second just to give himself a quick escape. He needs more recovery. 29% dampener is going to put quite a lot of pressure on this man. He's got a wall coming up very, very soon. As long as he doesn't get interrupted, he might be okay. He definitely needs some more instant cast, some more knocks onto Chicago. Try to go for root. Chicago breaks it immediately. Doesn't even flinch once. Cordic with a wall. Is there anything you can do right now? Grounding totem for Chicago is able to grind a lot of attacks from Cordic and overpower him right after. That is so rough. The police, the last left over on team 2, trying to give Chicago as much of an honor as possible. Look at that. He actually just waited to let him get a full heal. I love that. I don't know if Chicago didn't notice it because this guy was in stealth, but we saw it. He could have just ran in and gotten the full garrote on Chicago. He could have done it. Look at that. He bowing. He's in stealth, but we could see him bow. He's trying to give Chicago as much of an honorable duel here as possible, man. Chicago looking to pick up the ice, but I think kind of just like maybe take second guessing it. And I think that's actually fair. Like if he's going to give it an honor duel, he should at least let him get the opener. Full death mark out of Chicago. Shadow step with the kid shot to follow. Got himself full shadow dance and everything. Burrow down for Chicago. Still taking a lot of damage either way though. The police is avoiding the Sunder. Trying to go for a big haymaker. Is it going to be enough though? Light and the lasso does shrink out of it. Police may need to go for a cloak of shadows here. Got himself an evasion, but he cannot break out of the route. Chicago looking for as much recovery as possible. Police with a quick gouge. Still dots are rolling in onto Chicago. And actually, the zap might just tase him out of here. He's backing away. Barely walks by the eye, but doesn't quite pick it up. Chicago's able to recover very quickly here at 38% dampener though. That is nuts. That is wild. Survival hunters just hit different. They really do. They really do. I don't think a lot of people give them credit. They really do. Police trying to see if he can go for them shivs onto Chicago, but the enhancement shaman is going to be able to take him. My goodness. Dude, yeah, above survival. This man's right here. Chicago also did pretty good, by the way. That's a lot of damage, a lot of healing. Cordic was not going to go out without a proper fight. He was going to give Chicago a proper duel there of shaman versus shaman. But that's survival and the amount of damage they do. It's one of those specs that I feel like does not get highlighted nearly enough. Whether we're talking about PvE or PvP, they're fantastic. Let's get us another one going.